But what really kept me going was a woman that I met named Yolanda Garcia. And she was also a second-generation South Bronx resident and started an organization called We Stay Nos Quedamos. And the city actually wanted to tear down where her family was living and move them out and design a future for them. And they were like, how about you ask us, and we'll come up with a plan for you. And they did. And the name of their organization was called We Stay Nos Quedamos in Spanish. And she was the first person, as we're doing all this struggling and fighting against stuff, was the first person who literally took me aside. Because I had this tendency to kind of I would write stuff for people and I would brief them and I'd research and I'd hand it over. And she was like, what's wrong with your mouth? You can speak. And I was like, no, I don't do that. And she's like, yes, you can, and you better. And it was far be it from me to disappoint a woman who I loved more than anything and who literally helped give me my voice. And so I started talking and have not stopped. But Yolanda was my teacher, and she helped me discover that I had this energy to help move through resistance. And so as we're fighting against the waste facility, the thing that was really also interesting to me was that I was happy to fight against stuff when it needed to be fought against, but I also wanted to fight for things, like what did we really want as a community? And I got my wish in the form of this crazy animal dog. Her name is Xena, and at the same time we were fighting around the waste facility, I kept getting these notices from a group that was funded through the U.S. Forestry Service to work on doing restoration for the Bronx River. And I knew we had a Bronx River because I saw it on a subway map, but I'd never been there. And so I kept getting these notices. They're like, do these restoration projects. We've got the seed money. And I was like, And then all of a sudden I got this dog who literally pulled me into what I thought was this illegal waste dump. And it was, and at the time, this is a much later picture, but there were piles of garbage literally over my head. And if I hadn't had this 80-pound crazy animal with me, there's no way I would have gone into this space. But at the end of this dump was literally the Bronx River. And I remember the first time I saw it, and it was just this gorgeous day, beautiful, beautiful blue sky. Sunlight was glinting off the water, and I was like, I've never seen anything more beautiful in my life, and I can't believe it is 6 blocks away from my house. And as long as I didn't look back at the garbage behind me, that image still stays with me to this day. And went back home, wrote this little proposal, and were able over the course of the years to leverage it into, get people. I was not afraid to talk to anybody to help, whether they were community members or businesses in the neighborhood or the city government or foundations. I didn't care. I was like, there's this great project. Y'all need to help. And they did. But this is what our park looks like now. And to have something like this in the South Bronx, in a place where people truly have believed that nothing good could come of it, and to know that folks in our communities are looking at this and know that it reflects right back on them, and they in turn reflect their beauty back on it. That is a really powerful thing to have given to my local community and to myself, and I loved it so much I got married there back in 2006 with Xena as the flower girl. Yeah.